South of Mexico City, past a maze of floating gardens in Xochimilco, there's an island that hums with silence. The air is thick, the trees sag under hundreds of hanging dolls, eyeless, headless, scorched by the decades of sunlight hitting them. They twist in the wind like offerings, or even like warnings. They call it La Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls.
They say at night, the wind carries voices, 1,000 broken toys whispering prayers.
That's not just some tourist stories, man. My abuela used to tell me about it. Said the dolls had souls, niños perdidos, lost children. You don't mock them. You don't take pictures after dark. You hang your offering, you say your prayers, and you leave before sunset.
Tonight, we drift through the waters of Xochimilco, where the living leave dolls to comfort the dead, and sometimes the dead do answer back. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have seen many a video on these, and it's actually quite fucking terrifying. It's a very eerie place to get to behold. I could only imagine seeing it in person.
Yeah, I've heard that people from like around the world, not only are they like offering regular dolls, but they'll take haunted dolls from other places and leave them on the island.
That sounds like a bad way to just kind of ramp up whatever's already there.
Yeah, really.
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll see Annabelle. But in the 1950s, a man named Don Julián left Mexico City for the solitude of the canals. He lived alone, tending a small garden island surrounded by water and reeds, until one day he found the body of a young girl floating face down near his home. No one knew her name, and no family ever came. He buried her there near the shore.
He said her spirit stayed, and that she wept at night, begging for her lost doll.
And you have to understand, for a man like Don Julián, this wasn't superstition, that was religion. Down there, water isn't just water, it's a mirror. It reflects more than your face. It shows what's beneath.
Days later, he found a doll drifting in the same canal. It was old, dirty, and had one eye missing, so he hung it in a tree, hoping to calm her spirit. But unfortunately, the crying didn't stop.
So he hung another and another, till the trees were full of faces, silent guardians staring into the dark.
But that's the thing. People always called them crazy. But in Mexico, we build relationships with the dead. You feed them, you talk to them, you leave them gifts. Don Julián wasn't crazy. He was just doing what no one else was brave enough to do, just to listen.
I mean, how do you guys feel about that? You know, in most other countries, the dead are in a way revered and on the regular communicated with. That doesn't mean that, you know, stuff isn't still terrifying. There's not still creepy ass hauntings, but here it seems like a lot of it is done for more amusement or entertainment.
I mean, there are a lot of cultures that are, I don't want to say overly, but they revere the dead to a much higher standard than we do on our side of the world. There are places where they'll regularly exhume like their ancestors' body parts and walk them around town and treat them like they're still alive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. In Mexican culture, there's the Day of the Dead, which is basically just a whole day focused on making ofrendas and just kind of worshiping the dead. And it's not even that we see them as they're dead. We see that they come back and they're still around us and they're still with us. So it's mainly a thing where it's respect more than anything. It's you respect the dead, you worship them, you honor them, you make sure that you never do bad stuff around them or to them. And that's pretty much what Don Julián was doing. He just wanted to make sure that she wasn't forgotten.
See, and I wish I could say we have respect for the dead, but I mean, look at all the dumbasses that were going around on TikTok dancing on fucking people's graves. Like, I don't give a fuck what clout you're trying to chase. There's shit that's acceptable and shit that's not. And I think that falls under the not category.
Yeah, how dare you hit the Dougie on somebody's grave?
Yeah, you can teach me how to Dougie anywhere but a cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to the island, over the years, it has transformed. It started off with hundreds of dolls. then thousands of dolls dangling from every tree, every fence, every beam of the hut that's there, slowly decomposing with the skin melting in the sun, hair clinging in the damp, and a grotesque garden of grief. It got to the point where locals started avoiding the island, and fishermen say they heard laughter echoing over the water, voices that didn't belong to the living.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of it, like especially at night, and it looks really swamp-like. Like anywhere else that you would see a swamp, it's full of like noises, like bugs and fish jumping, stuff moving all around you. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like it has a lot of sound to it. They say like silence feels wrong, but it never feels silent when you're watching it. Even when it's quiet, there's still like movement, like breathing. The air itself remembers being alive.
Yeah, my uncle went there once. He said he felt like he was being watched like the whole time, like every doll was deciding if it belonged there or not. He left a small offering, like just small toys for his daughter that his daughter had outgrown. And just the next morning, dude, it was gone. It was a different doll in the same place, same face, but it looked older and it like weathered, like it had just been there waiting.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, on top of that, a lot of visitors claim that their cameras fail. They catch a bunch of voices recorded that aren't their own. And always the sound of faint laughter is heard being carried by the wind, which that in and of itself is fucking terrifying.
So do you think all the dolls are haunted?
No, I don't think they are. I think they're being occupied. Each one just borrowed a body for something that refuses to cross over. Like, you don't get that many dolls in one place without walking or waking something ancient. Like, something's there. Something wants to be alive still. It doesn't want to pass over.
So do you feel like it's like people spirits or maybe something older from like the land?
Honestly, dude, it's kind of hard to tell. You can't ever really know what something is. Like, if there's a presence there. I don't want to, because I automatically jump to children spirits are just ghosts, or I mean, they're demons. There's no such thing as a child ghost. But that's just my thought. That's my personal belief. But I don't know what it could be. I don't know if it's maybe like the ghost of the little girl that doesn't want to pass over. Or like you said, they bring over haunted dolls, and maybe that's something that's like seeped into the land there.
It's interesting to think about, like, the different presences that are there, the different things it could be, but I definitely have to lean towards it's something that's much older, something that we know less about, because yes, we know about demons and poltergeists and all that stuff, but what exists still that we don't know about, that we weren't around to see? What sort of entities could it be that, are here from ancient times? Are they something that's more terrifying than a fucking demon? Are they something that has more power? Is it something that would communicate more, that would try and trick you, that wants to do harm? Is that their only focus? Like, it's the not knowing is the truly scary part. Experience, yeah, that can be creepy at the time, but not knowing what to expect, what's there, what's in these things, I think that's the true terror of the place.
I would be super curious to learn about like what civilization was there, like the Aztecs or the Mayans, if there was anything significant in that area, maybe like a town or something like that, or even like, way before that, if it's something that might be like of the land, like something primordial.
Yeah, that's a good question. But when it comes to the island, things do grow a little more somber. So in 2001, unfortunately, our caretaker, Don, was found dead, face down in the same canal where he had found the drowned girl nearly 50 years before, the exact same place and the exact same stillness.
That feels way too off to just be a coincidence.
Yeah, it's not. That's a promise fulfilled at that point. He said that the little girl wanted him to join her as she whispered in his sleep. And then in Mexico, when the dead call you home, you pretty much got to go.
After his death, locals said that the dolls cried, that the water grew darker, and oddly enough, even thicker, that something on the island had changed hands.
Like the island chose a new keeper.
Yeah, because places like that don't just stop. The spirits don't die. They adapt. They find new caretakers. That's why people still bring dolls today. They're trying to keep it calm, just keep it fed.
Today, the island remains a shrine. Visitors bring new dolls by the hundreds. Some hang them out of reverence, some out of fear. And every night, the old ones watch over them, their hollow eyes glinting in the moonlight. Now, what do you guys think? Do you think it was the little girl that called him home? Or do you think it was something a lot more sinister?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell on that one. I think maybe it might have been the little girl because they said that they heard her crying, and I wonder if it stopped afterwards.
For him to be found at the exact same spot that he found her that doesn't sit right.
No. And that's my thing. Like, if he's taking care of you, trying to help you, taking care of the island, why would you call him away from that? Like, even if you're haunting that place, you're technically not alone because he's there the entire time. So was there something more sinister to him being pulled to the other side? But over time, La Isla de las Muñecas became legend, half tourist attraction, half sacred ground. But the stories haven't softened. The locals still whisper warnings. Don't stay after dark. Don't mock the dolls. And don't ever, ever speak her name by the water.
They mean it. This isn't just haunted house horror. It's something older. You can feel the weight of every soul in the branches. The dolls are breathing through each other like one big spirit stitched together for grief and worship. And it's true. I've seen people go and they'll try to book like somebody to take them through the canals to drop them off the island. And if they don't get to the destination with enough time for the guide to get back, they'll straight up turn around and go back to the town because they don't want to be out there after dark.
Yep. But I mean, all this talk basically brings something up in my head. El Día de los Muertos teaches us that death, that's not the end. But this is what happens when someone's forgotten. She didn't get her altar, she didn't get her candles, her song, she got plastic faces and silence. And somehow she made that enough just to stay.
The island hums with presence, half comfort, half warning. Now, those who visit swear they feel it watching, not necessarily with hostility, but hunger, a longing to be remembered.
You ever wonder if that's all a ghost really is? It's not vengeance or horror. It's just a memory refusing to die.
Yeah, but even memories get jealous when you try to leave it behind.
I personally believe that, now, when I say everybody, I don't mean people that did terrible things, but in your typical sense of like family and friends, that is who I'm speaking of when I say everybody. But everybody deserves to be remembered, even if it's not, every day. Remember, take some time out, talk to them once a week, once a month. Just don't let their memory fade forever, because when that happens, that's when you've truly lost your loved ones. That's when all the good truly is gone. Now, the dolls still hang, the island still waits, and sometimes when the wind passes over the canals just right, the branches creak like laughter or warning.
Descansa, niña, pero no me sigas. Rest now, little one, but don't follow me.
Say if you bring a doll and hang it in silence, she'll let you go. But if you mock her, if you forget to say thank you, she remembers. She always remembers.
Some people visit to take photos, others to see if the stories are true. But the smart ones, they don't look too long into the water because sometimes it looks back.
From the edge of the familiar, this has been Tales from Helheim. Now remember, always stay mindful of what looks back, because sometimes the eyes in the mirror aren't yours anymore.
Bye.